Within hours of the United States and Israel killing Iran's supreme leader in airstrikes on February 28, 2026, Iranian forces launched missiles directly at Tel Aviv, hitting the city center and killing a woman in her 40s. That marked the first confirmed Israeli fatality from Iranian retaliation, but it would not be the last. Over the next 5 days, Iran fired hundreds of missiles and drones at Israeli cities, including Tel Aviv and Haifa, targeting military headquarters, defense industry complexes, and airbases. A synagogue in Beit Shemesh was destroyed when interceptor debris fell on the building, killing 9 Israelis who had taken shelter there. Emergency services across Israel treated over 100 injured in the first 48 hours alone, as sirens sounded continuously and families spent days in bomb shelters. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps announced it had launched 6 waves of retaliatory strikes targeting 27 U.S. military bases across the Middle East and multiple Israeli military installations. Iran hit Tel Nof Air Base, Israeli military headquarters in Tel Aviv, and a large defense industry complex in the city. The IRGC said it used both missiles and drones in the attacks and vowed to continue strikes without pause. An IRGC statement said the armed forces of the Islamic Republic would not allow the air raid sirens in occupied territories and American bases to stop, promising repeated and regret-making strikes as revenge for Khamenei's killing. The speed of Iran's response shocked Israeli and American officials. According to the BBC, Iranian forces reacted within hours of the initial strikes, launching missiles at Tel Aviv and Haifa, as well as US bases across the Persian Gulf. This was far quicker than Iran's response during the June 2025 strikes, suggesting a change in Iran's command structure that allowed for faster decision-making and coordinated retaliation, even with the supreme leader dead. That rapid response capability demonstrated that decapitating Iran's leadership did not paralyze the military apparatus the way US and Israeli planners might have hoped. The damage in Tel Aviv came despite Israel's multi-layered air defense systems, including Iron Dome, David's Sling, and Arrow interceptors. Most Iranian missiles were intercepted mid-flight, with explosions visible across northern and central Israel as the Air Force worked to destroy incoming threats. But some missiles got through. Israeli emergency services confirmed at least 20 people wounded in one Tel Aviv strike, with one woman in critical condition. Medics reported injuries from direct missile impacts, as well as from shrapnel falling from intercepted missiles that exploded overhead. A 9-story building in northern Israel was hit after Iranian missiles had been intercepted, leaving one man with minor injuries from shrapnel. But the deadliest single strike occurred in Beit Shemesh, a city west of Jerusalem, when what Israeli media described as either an interceptor missile or debris from an interception hit a public bomb shelter, where people had gathered for protection. 8 people were killed immediately, and more than 20 injured in that strike. The incident showed the grim reality that even successful interceptions can be deadly when debris falls on populated areas where people are sheltering. The Iranian strategy appeared designed not just to inflict casualties, but to demonstrate that Tel Aviv, Israel's commercial and cultural center, was within range and vulnerable despite advanced defense systems. By hitting the city center and targeting military facilities in Tel Aviv specifically, Iran sent a message that Israel's most important city could be struck directly. The Israeli Defense Forces called up 100,000 reservists in response to the escalating attacks, the largest reserve mobilization since the 2023 war with Gaza. Iran did not limit its retaliation to Israel. The IRGC targeted US military bases across the Middle East in what officials described as treating all American assets in the region as legitimate targets. In Bahrain, Iranian missiles hit the headquarters of the US Navy's 5th Fleet in the Jufair area multiple times. On Saturday night, several residential buildings in Bahrain's capital Manama were struck by Iranian drones, and an Asian worker was killed Monday when debris from an intercepted missile fell onto a foreign vessel in Salman Industrial City. In Kuwait, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation reported that Kuwait International Airport was targeted by a drone, resulting in injuries to employees. At least 12 people were injured following airstrikes in the region, with Kuwait's health ministry reporting minor blunt force trauma and superficial injuries. Kuwait's foreign ministry summoned Iran's ambassador Mohammed Tawtounchi to protest the attacks. the United Arab Emirates, bore some of the heaviest Iranian retaliation outside Israel. The UAE military reported intercepting 137 ballistic missiles and 209 drones in the initial wave, with 132 missiles destroyed and 5 falling into the sea. Of 209 drones detected, 194 were intercepted and 14 fell into the sea. But falling debris caused minor material damage to civilian facilities, and 3 people were killed. Nationals of Pakistan, Nepal, and Bangladesh who died when Iranian drones penetrated UAE air defenses. At least 58 others suffered minor injuries. Plumes of smoke were seen rising from areas near a port in Abu Dhabi after loud blasts, and Dubai International Airport reported minor structural damage, with 4 injured. Qatar's Ministry of Defense confirmed that 2 ballistic missiles struck the Al Udeid airbase, where US forces are stationed, while a drone targeted an early warning radar installation. The Ministry of Interior said 16 people were injured, most from falling shrapnel and debris, with 1 person seriously hurt. The Qatar Civil Aviation Authority suspended all air navigation indefinitely. Qatar Airways announced temporary suspension of flight operations due to Qatari airspace closure. In Oman, 2 drones targeted Duqm port, injuring 1 foreign worker. Later, a Palau-flagged oil tanker was attacked about 5 nautical miles off Oman's Muzandam Governorate, injuring 4 people. In northern Iraq's semi-autonomous Kurdish region, several powerful explosions were reported near the US consulate and international airport in Erbil, with air defenses intercepting drone attacks. Thick black smoke rose from the airport area where US-led coalition troops are stationed. Jordan's armed forces reported intercepting 49 drones and ballistic missiles entering Jordanian airspace. Hezbollah in Lebanon joined the fight, launching what it described as rocket and drone attacks against a military base near Haifa in northern Israel, in retaliation for Khamenei's killing. The Islamic resistance in Iraq claimed responsibility for explosions in Erbil and strikes on other targets. The scale of Iranian retaliation far exceeded anything seen in previous conflicts. After the US killed RGC commander Qasem Soleimani in 2020, Iran attacked 1 US military base in Iraq. Following Israel-US strikes in June 2025, Iranian action was limited to a strike on a US base in Qatar. This time, Iran launched hundreds of missiles and drones across multiple countries simultaneously, hitting dozens of targets and demonstrating a level of sustained offensive capability that caught many analysts by surprise. By early March, the US military confirmed its death toll had risen to 6 after 2 bodies were recovered from a regional facility struck by Iran.